Afghanistan and Pakistan plan to use Google Maps to sort this out. They're hoping satellite imaging can help them draw a geological map of the region so they can decide on the fairest Durand line. But it's interesting that Google Maps may help solve this border dispute because it's been accused of perpetuating other disputes. The hashtag Palestine is here becomes popular every few months because the name Palestine doesn't show up on the map at all, and Google says it never has. As you can see, the region gets this dotted line treatment, which shows the borders are contested. But that can also change based on where you're searching from because Google Maps shows different results depending on your location. Let's take Crimea, for example. Crimea is there at the bottom. When you look at the region from inside Ukraine, you see this very faint dotted line separating it from the rest of the country. Searching from Russia, you can see a very solid line clearly showing Crimea on the Russian side of the border. And from anywhere else in the world, like the United Kingdom, for example, you see a thick dotted line indicating it's a contested border. Ed Parsons is Google's geospatial technologist. That basically means he's in charge of making Google Maps as accurate and efficient as possible. But in an interview a few years ago, Parsons admitted that politics can make his job complicated. He said, "I guess naively perhaps, we hoped we could have one global map of the world that everyone used, but politics is complicated. In some countries, we are legally obliged to represent borders in particular ways." Now, India, for example, has strict laws about how its borders must be shown on international maps. Let's take a look at the northeastern state of Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, India's Google Maps says the state is entirely within the country. But if you're searching from China instead, you can see that Arunachal Pradesh looks to be entirely within that country. You can see this as a huge chunk of contested land. It's more than 80,000 square kilometers and home to more than 1 million people. Parsons says Indian authorities could jail Google staff if they violated these map laws. And it wouldn't be the first time a border on Google Maps escalated into an incident. In 2010, a Google Map error almost led to war between Nicaragua and Costa Rica. The site misrepresented part of Costa Rica as being in Nicaragua instead, and some Nicaraguan troops went to the territory to formally stake their claim. The issue was corrected and war was avoided, but it was a close call. Google says it has full-time staff with a hotline to the United Nations to monitor these kinds of disputes. So, what do you think about how Google handles these border disputes? You can share your thoughts with us using the hashtag AJNewsGrid.